Hello and welcome back. So in the last lecture, we had a high level overview of what is a Mongoose middleware, what are the different types of Mongoose middleware, and what do we mean by pre-hook and post-hook. Now in this lecture, we are going to talk about document middleware. So basically, a document middleware in Mongoose is a function that runs before or after certain methods are called on a document instance. And these methods include save, validate, updateOne, deleteOne, init, etc. So a document middleware is useful for performing action related to document itself. For example, if we want to modify a field before saving it, we can use document middleware. If we want to validate data or trigger side effects, we can use document middleware. Again, we can create document middleware as a pre-hook or post-hook. So for example, if we want to execute some logic before saving the document in the collection, or before validating the document, or before updating or deleting the document, then we can use pre-hook document middleware. But if we want to execute some logic after the save operation or the validate or update or delete operation, then we can use post-hook middleware. In this lecture, we are going to understand the pre-hook middleware. And in the next lecture, we will talk about post-hook document middleware. So let's go to VS Code. And here, we are going to create a pre-hook save middleware. So first of all, in order to create a Mongoose middleware on the schema, so here we have our hotel schema. On this schema, we can call either pre method if we want to create a pre-hook, or we can call post method if we want to create a post hook. Here I want to create a pre-hook, so I'm going to call the pre method, and as the first argument to this pre method we need to specify the operation name. Here I'm going to use the save operation. So basically what I want is I want to execute some logic before a document is saved in the hotel schema. Okay, so as the event name, I'm specifying save here. And then as the second argument, we need to pass a callback function, and this function will be executed before a document is saved in the Mongoose collection. And here I'm using this regular function syntax and not arrow function syntax is because inside this function, we are going to use this variable. And we have learned that arrow function does not get its own this variable. And that's why whenever inside a function we want to use this variable, it's good practice to use regular function syntax. And this callback function here, it is going to receive one argument, which is the next function. And using this next function, we can call the next middleware in this stack. Now, before calling the next middleware in this stack, we might want to execute some logic. Right. So here, before we write some logic for this save operation, what I want is I want to show you what this variable inside a document middleware points to. So here we are creating a document middleware. Now there is no way to tell whether we are creating a document middleware, a query middleware, or an aggregation middleware. All of them are created in the same way. The only way to tell whether a function is a document middleware or a query middleware or an aggregation middleware is by looking at the operation for which we are creating that middleware function. Here, since we are creating it for save operation, that means this middleware which we are creating, this pre-hook which we are creating, it is a document middleware. In the same way, if I specify validate here, so for validate also, it will create a document middleware. If I use init here, for that also it will create a document middleware. Okay, so looking at the event name, the operation for which we are creating a function, looking at that operation name only we can tell whether it is a document middleware or a query middleware or an aggregation middleware. So inside a document middleware, if I go ahead and if I log this variable, inside a document middleware, this variable always points to the document which we are trying to save or which is already saved in the database. So here, let me go ahead and let me log this. If I save the changes here, and if we go to Postman, and there if I open create new hotel, so remember that when we are going to make a post request to this endpoint, it is going to call this create route handler function. Okay, and inside that create route handler function, we are using this create method. Now behind the scenes, what this create method does is it creates an instance of the model class. In this example, it will create an instance of the hotel model, and then it is going to save that hotel instance as a document in the MongoDB collection. And for that, it is going to use the save method. So basically here, internally, this create method is going to call this save method. And when the save method will be called, this pre-hook document middleware will be called. So remember that this save operation, it will happen only when we are using this dot save method or dot create method, because this dot create method internally it is going to call the dot save method, but it is not going to work for insert one or insert many method. Okay, so the save event will happen only when we are calling the save method or the create method on a model. And inside this function, which we are using for creating a document in the MongoDB collection, inside that we are using this create method, which is internally going to call this save method. Okay, so in that case, the save event will happen, and for that, this function will be executed. And since we are creating a pre-hook, this function will be executed before the document is actually saved in the database by this create method. So before the document is saved, before that, this middleware function will be called. If I save the changes and if I go to Postman and let's try to create a new hotel document. So let's say I want to create a test hotel. So here I'll say the test hotel New Delhi. Okay, other things I'll keep same. And let me go and let me create this document. For that, I'll send a post request to this hotels resource. And here we have received 201 created. That means this hotel document has been created. And if I go to the terminal, there you will see that an object has been logged. And in that object, we have the details of the object which we wanted to save in the database. If you see the name, it is the test hotel New Delhi. So this document is logged before the document was actually saved in the database. So inside this function, inside this pre-hook function, this variable points to the instance, the object which we are going to save in the database. For example, this create method, internally it is going to create an instance of the hotel model, and then it is going to save it in the database collection using this save method. So this instance which will be created before saving it as a document in the collection, this variable inside this document middleware, it points to that instance. I hope this point is clear. Now here, since we have access to the document, to the instance which we are going to save in the database, before saving the document in the database, if we want, we can modify that data. Here, if we want, we can add new fields to the document which we want to save in the database, or we can perform some validation or some other action which we want to do before the document actually gets saved in the database. So here what I want to do is every document which gets created, for each document, I want to add a field called createdBy. So for that, on this variable, which is pointing to the instance which is going to be saved in the database collection, on that instance, I can add a new field called createdBy. And to this field, for now, I'm going to hard code the username who has created the document. Here, I'll specify my name. But in the future, when we are going to implement authentication and authorization in our application, at that time, what we will do is before creating the hotel document in the collection, before that, we will add this created by field. So we are already adding this created by field, but to this, we are going to assign the logged in username as the created by. Currently, I'm hard coding it, but once the authentication and authorization is in place in our Express application, we are going to get the name of the logged in user, and we are going to assign the name of the logged in user to this created by field. But for now, let's keep it hard coded. And now if I save the changes and if we try to create a new document, before that, since we want to add a new field in the document of the hotels collection, we also need to add it to the schema. So here, let me expand this schema. Let's scroll down. And here, after this featured property, I'm going to add a created by property, which is going to store a string value. I don't want to add any validation on this created by field. Okay, I just want to specify the type. So it is going to store a string value. And now, whenever a new hotel document will be created, for that hotel document, we will also have a created by field assigned with this value. Let's see that. Let's save the changes here. Let's go to Postman and let me create a new hotel document. Let's call it the test hotel 1. And let's send the request. Before that, let me show you that here we are not adding the created by field. Okay, we do not have any created by field. But if I send this post request to create this new hotel document, we have received 201 created. And in the response, we should also have a created by field assigned with this value. And let's also go to Compass and let's verify that. So let me refresh all the documents. So now we have total 35 documents. And let's go to the next set of documents. And in here, if I scroll down, this document which we have created now, there we also have this created by field assigned with this value. But for older documents, we do not have that field. So now any new hotel document which we will create, it will also have this created by field assigned with this value. Currently, we are hard coding this value, but we are going to change this logic in the future where we will assign the logged in username to this created by field. But as you can see, this document middleware has been executed before the document was actually saved in the database. And that's why we have this created by field added to the document. And this is one example of creating a pre-save document middleware. Here we are creating a document middleware and we are creating a pre-hook document middleware for the save operation. So we can also call it as pre-save document middleware. Now, there is one more important point which you need to remember, and that is for the same operation, you can create as many pre or post middlewares as you want. So, for example, here I have created a pre-save middleware to add a new field on the hotel document before the document gets saved in the database. In the same way, I can create one more pre-save middleware like this, where I can have a different logic. For example, here when we are creating a new document, before that what I want to do is I want to check if the cheapest price. So here this will give us the document. It will give us access to the document which we are going to save in the database. On that we will have a cheapest price property, right? So I want to check if the cheapest price is greater than or equal to 100. If it is not greater than or equal to 100, so here I'll use this less than. So if the cheapest price is less than 100, it is not equal to or greater than 100. In that case, I'm not going to call the next middleware to save it. In that case, I'm simply going to throw a new error. So for that, I'll say throw new error. Okay, here I have a spelling mistake. So here I'm going to throw a new error with the error message, price of a hotel cannot be less than 100. Okay, so let's say this is our business requirement that no room in a hotel can have a price less than 100. So if the user is trying to insert a document where he has set the cheapest price as 100, in that case, we are going to throw this error. Otherwise, if the cheapest price is equal to 100 or greater than 100, then we are going to call the next middleware in the stack. So if you see here, I'm creating two pre-save middlewares. I'm creating two document middleware for the same operation. And this is also possible. if I want, I can create one more pre-save middleware, and all of them will be executed in the order in which we have defined them. That means when we are saving a document, a hotel document in the hotel collection, before the document actually gets saved, before that, first this function will be called and it will add a created by field on the document, and then this function will be called and it will check if the cheapest price of the hotel document is greater than or equal to 100 or not. If it is less than 100, it is going to throw an error. Okay, and they will be executed in the order in which we have defined them. So this is pre-hook document middleware. Here we took an example of save operation, but if I go to the documentation of Mongoose, there you will learn that you can create a document middleware for other events, for other operations like validate. So this validate operation happens. This validate event is raised when the document is validated. So we have learned that when we use create or save method, first what it does is it does the schema validation. Right. So when we are calling the save method or the create method, it is automatically going to do the schema validation. And when the schema validation happens, internally it calls the validate method. And validate method raises this validate event. So if you want to run some pre-logic before the document is validated, you can create a document middleware for this validate operation. In the same way, if you want to execute some logic before a document is updated or deleted from the MongoDB collection, as the first argument, you can pass updateOne or deleteOne. In the same way, if you want to execute some logic before the initialization happens, so basically the initialization happens when you call the find method. The find method is going to return you some documents from the collection. So those documents which the find method has read from the collection, it will be stored inside an array in our Express application. So once that array is initialized, that time this init event will happen. So you can also execute some logic before the init event happens using pre-hook. So in that case, instead of save, here you need to pass init. So in this lecture, we learned about pre-hook for a document middleware. Now in the next lecture, let's understand post-hook for a document middleware with a real-world example. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.